Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the DC Universe Classics Wave 12, Figure 3, Copperhead. Now, this is the first figure with the redesigned packaging. Of course, you can see now they have the 75 years of power for DC Comics celebrating their anniversary. And of course, instead of the individual panels on the back here, you have different comic characters from all either characters we've already received or upcoming characters. Actually, with the exception of, let's see, Zatanna, Vixen, and maybe one other, and the Ultra Humanite, who's going to be a Collecting Connect. Those are all figures we've received. And, of course, very nice. Of course, down here you also have your, button. Of course, it's got Batman with some hands reaching out to him. I believe the button, I know each figure comes with a different button, but, I don't think there's, any randomness to it. I think there's a predetermined button for each one that you get. And of course, another thing that's very exciting, this is the Collect and Connect Darkseid line, and this comes with the head and crotch of Darkseid, as you can see down there. So, get a look at Copperhead in the packaging there, very nice, especially with that snake hood. Of course, onto the back of the packaging. Of course, once again, the backing's been redesigned. Down here is now where you see your characters laid out. Over here you have Darkseid. Up here, a picture of the figure and his bio bit and stats. His bio bit says, mysterious and menacing, the man known only as Copperhead first emerged in Gotham City carrying out a series of incredible thefts. When confronted, his poison fangs and constrictor coils were enough to defeat most opponents. Copperhead increased his powers by striking a deal with the demonic Neron, becoming a truly monstrous man-snake hybrid. In this horrific new form, he took on more lethal assignments as a super assassin, his ghastly power and inhuman abilities making him one of the world's most frightening villains. Statistics: first appearance The Brave and the Bold number 78, 1968, real name unknown, occupation professional criminal, base of operations mobile, special abilities supreme contortionist, constrictor, and poisonous bite. Of course, down here the rest of your characters in the wave, which are Eclipso, the Spectre, who has a glow-in-the-dark variant, Copperhead, Dr. Midnight, Desad, Mary Batson, who has a white costume variant, and Iron. Of course, very excited to have this guy. I was just, I actually had ordered this guy offline just kind of randomly, and, went to my local Walmart and found out that they had gotten the wave in. I know this because they had the same Batman figure. Once again, that figure will haunt me. And he was in the new design with the button. So, they've shown up in my area, which means you'll be seeing the rest of them relatively soon as I pick them up. And, without further ado, let's pull these bad boys out of packaging. And here we have Copperhead out of packaging. Now, really quick, let's get this button out of the way. Of course, as I said, some hands reaching out for Batman here. And of course, on the back, you have the DC Universe 75 years of power. Now, let's get a quick 360 of Copperhead. Quick note, if you really wanted to, this wouldn't be all that hard to get a Serpentor figure custom made out of... Wow, that was a terrible sentence. Get a custom-made Serpentor figure up out of this guy, with a snake hood already being on there. Of course, that's just my G.I. Joe fandom leaking into my other reviews. But anyways, something I wanted to get onto really quick. The figure's joints are very, very stiff. I don't know if you could see that here, but a tiny fleck of paint just popped off the figure. As you can see on the tip of my finger right there. So that's unfortunate. I don't know what it is. There's a very nice paint job on this guy, but his joints are extremely tight, and I don't know if it's because they went with this higher gloss paint job. Because, if you can't tell, there is a nice shine going on with Copperhead, which, while an interesting little detail, I don't want to sacrifice articulation for something like that. Now, that being said, his articulation is the standard for the DC Universe, but you have to be very cautious with some of these joints. You already saw the paint flecking off. I can't quite get him to rotate at the quadricep. Well, on this leg he does just fine, but on this one he's completely stuck. So, interesting little... it's nice to have tight joints, but this is a little bit of overkill. I'm really hoping that the paint isn't affecting on this. Maybe other people's Copperheads are a little bit different than mine. That being said, let's go on to the detail of this guy, which is a point where he really shines. As I already mentioned, very nice shine to all his scales. And each scale is individually raised, reminiscent of a Wave 2 Aquaman, which is very impressive. Of course, and he does have a fully detailed face. Very crazy looking face. Of course, very nice detail on the snake hood. I would have liked to seen the fangs a little more slanted, curved back, but maybe that's just me being picky. Of course, his main torso does kind of lift, but it's not a huge deal. Okay, so putting that back down and panning out. Of course, he's, like I said, he still does have the full range of articulation, just quite hindered, which is unfortunate, but oh well. Let's get this guy posed really quick. Okay, that being said, here we have the head of Darkseid, which is very nice. I gotta say though, I was kind of expecting a little more, I guess, a darker gray on Darkseid's face, but it's not the end of the world. And of course his crotch, which really isn't all that big of a deal. But anyways, this is J-Train 997. Copperhead, I don't know what it was about him. I had seen him as a kid in a few comics, which was probably one of the nostalgia factors that made me want to pick this guy up before the rest of them. That, and he was a little bit cheaper online than the rest. As far as detail, this figure shines, but articulation has really suffered. I mean, as you've seen in this review, some of his paint was kind of flaking off when I moved his joints. Still though, that being said, I like him. Yes, there are some problems, but hey, there's problems with every figure. The button, I mean, I have nothing against the button, so I guess I really can't complain. When I get all of the figures open, I'll probably just put the set on eBay or something, because I don't really have any use for a button. This is J-Train 997. I like Copperhead, but he does have some quality control issues, and I'll see you soon, YouTube.